pit lane.
Yeah, I said earlier on they need to give the drivers a bit of a look at what's out there if we restart. I think they're going to do that in terms of behind the safety car. Let them have a look at the track.
So there goes Kimi Antonelli then, who has led this race for every single lap. And it could be the 6th time in the last 8 Monaco Grand Prix that a driver has led from start to finish. It could be the day that Kimi Antonelli wins 5 Grand Prix in a row. It could be the day that he joins a list of drivers that have won 5 in a row, all of whom who have won the championship that particular season. And he is, by the way, the driver who was classified last in last year's Monaco Grand Prix as a rookie. What a day he is having.
Yeah, so you can see Kimi's more than 10 ahead of Lewis, who's way more. But if the driver in front of you just blats it and goes,
yeah.
So I think it's if you brake, if you're slowing down, you can't with 1,000 horsepower under your right foot. It's not that difficult to gap the guy by 10 car lengths behind you. That you're talking of 50 metres.
Hajar again is leaving massive gaps.
So George Russell, who has got a drive-through penalty to serve, is noting what Isaac Hajar is doing. Lewis Hamilton did have to accelerate to get to Kimi Antonelli, and that might be a defence for why he was more than 10 car lengths behind before. And Isaac Hajar will say, well, I'm just doing what I'm doing here, and others are going faster around me. Look at that, collar pin, so Gasly, Russell.
Yeah, keep pushing, keep pushing. Air a little power, it's coming back.
Right, no further action. Lewis Hamilton for a safety car infringement. So the top 2 are going to be free to race here. So no penalties thus far are going to affect the top 2 in this race.
Just waiting here. I'm looking at this computer. I'm just waiting to see if it says standing start. I'm pretty sure it will do, but that's now the most critical thing for the rest of the afternoon as to how they're going to get this race back underway.
And these laps all counting.
Standing start.
Standing start has come up. These laps all counting, obviously, for the final total. You can't do any extra formation laps because you'll run out of fuel potentially. But we've got our wish, Martin. Standing start.
Just swept it.
Yeah, it's still broken up.
Okay, copy.
So the repairs were to get rid of the debris and the detritus on the track surface. So you've got to avoid it. You've got to avoid that piece of tarmac that has broken up, a piece of asphalt that has broken up at the final corner. Because there's definitely, the surface has gone, and we've seen 2 cars come a cropper at exactly the same spot. Are you ready for this, Martin? Whatever is going to happen here, but I don't know how this is going to work out.
Well, we know the Ferrari's mighty off the start. Obviously, Antonelli's got an 8-metre head start, starting again on pole position, effectively. But they have improved the Mercedes starts as well. He was fine earlier on today, but this is a great chance for Lewis Hamilton to steal this away from the young man who took his drive.
We'll do the restart, and then we'll get 2 racing laps, and then we will need to do a drive-through penalty.
And that is the news that tells George Russell his race for the points could be pretty much well and truly ended. Parked up on pole, Kimi Antonelli. Alongside him, Lewis Hamilton. 3rd on the grid, Isaac Hajar. And then alongside him, George Russell.
Kimi's wasting about 10-12 centimetres there, isn't he, up to the yellow line. You can actually go over the yellow line as well a little bit, so probably a third of a metre or something he ought to be stealing there. But anyway,
every inch.
Look at Lewis ahead of the yellow line. That might just be critical down there.
Every inch crucial on any given Sunday. Here we are once again in Monaco, our 2nd start of the afternoon. We're racing to lap 78. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton reacts quicker. Antonelli is away well though, and there goes Kimi Antonelli into the lead. Lewis Hamilton 2nd, George Russell 3rd. Pierre Gasly's ahead of Isaac Hajar. Slow start from him. He's lost 2 places. He's now got Oscar Piastri swarming all over him, and towards Massenet we go. Antonelli is streaking away out in front, and there comes George Russell holding up the pack to a certain extent as Lewis Hamilton chases after Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, they're really stacked up behind Russell, who's trying to buy himself a little bit of space. He knows he's got a 20-second loss coming. And look at this side by side.
Brilliant move from Hülkenberg, but he tags Carlos Sainz, and the Williams is out. And his 100% point scoring record here comes to an end of the restart. Hülkenberg down the inside was making up places, and then Sainz was in his way just when he didn't need it. Another retirement here as Antonelli leads by 1.5 seconds. And well, are we going to get that Williams out of the way? Yes, I think we are. Shouldn't need another safety car.
Bizarrely, the medical car was just coming round that blind corner at Portier as Sainz was heading in the wrong direction.
Lap 71 of 78. There's your race leader, Kimi Antonelli. There's Lewis Hamilton right behind him, and for the second time this afternoon, Antonelli absolutely nails the start, and he's onwards now towards a first Monaco Grand Prix win. Behind him comes George Russell. Behind Russell, Pierre Gasly up in the 4th place. Is it a podium this afternoon for Gasly? But he's got a penalty coming his way, remember.
We haven't seen what happened to Sainz yet. Has he cleared the racetrack? There is an escape road there for them to put the car into, but he's still showing, stuck on the side of the track on the driver tracker. Let's see where Carlos Sainz is.
I think Carlos Sainz might have got tagged by Franco Colapinto, and that's when he then made contact with Nico Hülkenberg. We'll see, as Hülkenberg was coming through on the inside. What happened there? Hamilton's gained a couple of tenths on Antonelli on this lap. Russell, Gasly, Hadjar, Piastri, Lawson ahead of Lindblad, Albon ahead of Hülkenberg, who is it now in the points?
Yep, Sainz's car well out of the way. So, here we go then. This should be a run to the finish. And Russell will have to serve his penalty as they go into the chicane.
Well, Alex Albon was alongside Nico Hülkenberg, but how much alongside Nico Hülkenberg? He had to go on the escape road. Albon couldn't get the move done. He's now under pressure from Ocon.
If Albon's front axle was ahead of Hülkenberg's front axle, then Hülkenberg will have to give him that place back. Will give him the place indeed.
Fernando Alonso at the rear there in P13 as George Russell comes in to serve his penalty. Up into 3rd place goes Gasly, Hadjar, Piastri, Lawson, Lindblad, Hülkenberg, Albon, Ocon, all into the points, and George Russell is now out of the points. And as that happens, Hadjar's been noted for a red flag infringement. So that could also give no further investigation for the safety car infringement, but there's another infringement from Hadjar. They'll sort this out around about 10 o'clock next Tuesday evening, the way this is going. But out in front, 1.3 seconds is the gap between Antonelli and Hamilton.
Antonelli then once again peerless out front. But look at this, Gasly on the podium at the moment, Hadjar right in there, Piastri 5th for McLaren, Lindblad looking at some points, Hülkenberg in the Audi looking good there in 8th place.
But it's 2 5-second penalties for Pierre Gasly that are coming his way. Piastri could end up on the podium here. Hadjar's going to be investigated after the race. That is no concern whatsoever to Kimi Antonelli. Let's have a look at what happened at the hairpin. And watch it, down the inside, Hülkenberg spies a gap. Yeah, and then Sainz is then right in his way.
Yeah, Sainz was going around the outside and sort of cut back in a little bit. A very unfortunate contact for the pair of them there.
I think the Colapinto contact on Sainz happens later on down at Portier. There's down the inside here. That's original contact for Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, so Hülkenberg was avoiding an accident initially. Here we go again.
Now watch Colapinto, and there's 2 taps. That's why Carlos Sainz was facing the other way. Oh, rotten luck for Carlos Sainz. Antonelli's 2 seconds out in front. He can almost taste that victory champagne. Hamilton on course for a 2nd successive podium finish for Ferrari, a 2nd successive 2nd place. Behind that comes Gasly, Hadjar and Piastri, and of those 3, Piastri is in the best place at the moment to take a podium here. He's chasing Isaac Hadjar, who's going to have to go and chase to see the stewards after the race.
Gasly then is already it's about to show already 3.1 seconds ahead of Hadjar. He's got to get that up to 5 seconds somehow.
That's going to be a tall order, that really is. Here with not many laps to go.
Come on!
And Hadjar is really struggling, as he has been for long periods in this race, with a loss of power from his Red Bull. If he can hang on the racetrack at least to 4th place, it's a brilliant effort from himself this afternoon, but whether he can hang on to that in the stewards' room, I don't know.
Bernie reminding me amongst this wave of penalties, it's 10 seconds for Pierre Gasly that he's carrying, not 5 seconds.
Piastri then might be just content to sit behind Isaac Hadjar here, but there's no guarantee that Hadjar is going to get any penalties from the stewards. Pierre Gasly is on course to finish 3rd on the road here, but 2 speeding offences in the pit lane is going to take him out of the top 3. And while all that is happening, last lap, Antonelli 7 tenths clear of Lewis Hamilton. The Ferrari has no answer to the pace of the Mercedes and the pace of Kimi Antonelli here this afternoon with his teammate George Russell out of the points. Antonelli's on course for 25.
And for the 2nd time today, Sergio Perez noticed for an out of position false start.
Stewards working overtime and investigating that right now as we drop down deep towards the hairpin. Isaac Hadjar ahead of Oscar Piastri. The front 2 are a long way clear of the rest, it has to be said. They've definitely got the pace at the moment, lapping in the 1:14s. Gasly 3rd, lapping in the 1:16s. And no wonder that the top Antonelli's just making his way around Raskas. Gasly down towards Tabak.
Also telling me before the start of the race my car's not going to make it, I'm not in the race, and here he is, P6, somewhat later that day.
Best place finish of 5th in Baku in 2025 for Liam Lawson. Finished 7th last time out in Canada. P6 possibly here today, could be even more. Who knows by the time that the classified finish gets worked out.
Kimi Antonelli at 1:13.4, unbelievably fast. The team will be like, slow down.
The Prince of Monaco is going to award a trophy to the young Prince of Monaco this year, and it is going to be Kimi Antonelli, a long, long way clear as through into Casino Square we go with Isaac Hadjar and Oscar Piastri behind him. And I just hope for the last lap we get to see Kimi Antonelli complete lap 78 and take the checkered flag. Overtaking difficult here. There's one young man getting ready to celebrate here, and he's a long way clear of his opponent Lewis Hamilton in 2nd place.
He's pushing like crazy, unsurprisingly, but Antonelli and Hamilton, they've gapped the pack already by 14 seconds. Antonelli kept his head. That's what's impressed me as much as anything today with Antonelli. How under pressure he's kept his head. Safety car restarts, 2 actual starts, and he's as calm as they come.
Our race leader is heading up around Massenet and into Casino Square for one last time. Lewis Hamilton chasing after him. Awful lot of attention on Kim this weekend. The headlines are going to be written by Kimi this weekend on the track with a brilliant performance to grab pole yesterday when Charles Leclerc was on for pole. He hit the wall at the back. Kimi Antonelli denied Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen's power unit denied us a battle between the two during the course of this race, and nothing has been able to deny Kimi Antonelli. Not safety cars, we've had 2. Not a red flag, we've had 1. A victory here in Monaco. He has been absolutely on it from Saturday morning onwards. He has shown the way, and he has been the fastest man on the track. He's built his way up slowly but surely, but there's been nothing slow about him. When the lights went out today, Kimi Antonelli got his foot to the floor. He survived the restarts, he survived the safety cars. He comes home to win in Monaco. Kimi Antonelli makes it 5 Grand Prix victories in a row. Lewis Hamilton, 2nd place for Ferrari for the 2nd successive race. Antonelli head and shoulders above the rest in Monaco. Pierre Gasly on the road now crosses the line to take 3rd place in the race with penalties to serve. Isaac Hadjar moves ahead of him to take that 3rd place with a steward's investigation to come for him. Oscar Piastri is definitely 4th. Liam Lawson is an equal best place finish in Formula 1 for him. 5th from Arvid Lindblad, who changed his tyres during that red flag for a best finish of 6th.
Nice work there, pal. That was a masterclass, mate. First Monaco win.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a bit tense at the end there, mate. Bit tense at the end, but yeah, what a great job.
Thank you so much, guys. Car was a beast today. My goodness, thank you so much.
No, great job there, mate. Great job.
So Gasly drops down to P7. We're waiting to find out what the red flag incident for Isaac Hadjar, if there's going to be any ramifications for that. And wow, there's a lot to talk about, isn't there, after this race?
There absolutely is.
Well done, Lewis.
Great job, guys. Sorry I can pull the win. Sorry I can get the win in the end. They just had the upper hand on us this weekend. But mega result. Really grateful for all the hard work, and let's continue to push. Thank you. Grazie a tutti.
That's a Lewis. For today, we can be happy.
Let's continue the stories here. Gasly finishes 7th, Albon 8th, Ocon in the points 9th. Congratulations, Cadillac, who have scored their first points in Formula 1. A 10-second penalty to Nico Hülkenberg for causing a collision has promoted Sergio Perez up into 10th place.
Bravo, jobbing. Good job. It's P3. Nice work.
Oh my god, why does it have to be so difficult?
Yeah, you worked hard for that one, mate. We threw everything at you. Good job.
Don't forget, Perez is still under investigation for a false start in the 2nd part of the race as well.
No, I want the romance, Martin. No, forget that. I want the romance.
We need a PA up here to keep a note of all the penalties, because it's become ridiculous, isn't it? As they churn off our screen up here to try to remember all of those people who've had, and surely the speed gun or the speed sensor on the way into the pit is doing something different, not necessarily wrong, but different to the rest of the weekend.
Well, to put it this way, it's either in their 6th Grand Prix, Cadillac score their first point, and bravo if that is the case, well done to them.